Hi, how are you? Welcome to the Etiquette and Protocol channel. I'm Juliana, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to set a table. Today, I'm going to share with you one of my greatest passions, which is table setting. I'm really a person who is very dedicated when it comes to table setting, and I even started my journey in etiquette through table setting. I fell in love with this world from then on, and today I'm going to teach you how to set your table according to the rules of etiquette, where to place plates, cutlery, which side the fork goes on, which side the knife goes on. It's a more introductory process, but I'm sure this video will clarify a lot of points for you who enjoy table setting or plan to do it, okay? You don't necessarily have to wait for a special occasion to set your table. You can do it for yourself, for a moment with someone special, for your family, or whenever you like. No reason is needed to set the table. Each day we have this opportunity. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do this the right way. So the items here can be replaced with things you already have at home. You don't necessarily have to use exactly what I have. You can make use of the things you already have around. The first thing you should consider when setting your table is whether you prefer to use a placemat, a table runner, or a tablecloth. I'm a big fan of placemats, especially these printed ones with floral or romantic patterns. I really like this style of table setting, so my pieces are related to these themes with these prints. But you can use a placemat or even a table runner or a tablecloth. Many people think that tablecloths are out of style, that they're not used anymore, of everyday etiquette and so on. The tablecloth is indeed something very refined, something very sophisticated, but it can also be used in your daily life at home and so on. That depends on your preferences. Here I could also use a table runner in this position. Look like this, in this shape. I could place a runner, right, which we often see on modern tables, or a placemat like this one I have with this print that I think looks really beautiful and is what I'm going to use today to set up the table. After we've already chosen whether we're going to use a table runner, a placemat, or a tablecloth, we move on to add the other elements, and the first one is really the dinner plate. The dinner plate I'm going to use is this white model. It even has a delicate finish around the edge, which makes this plate a little more unique. But it's a model that I really like, and it can be used on various occasions. This white model is especially good for those of you who are just starting your tableware collection. It's a model that I really like, and I think it will be very useful for you, and I always really like to recommend it to my students, of the meal. Then we're going to add the cutlery. I have a fork here and a knife, and we're going to place them, look, the fork on the left side, always aligned with the edge of the plates, and the knife as well, always aligned. We always work with this line here, okay? And the blade of the knife should always face the plate, okay? The blade of the knife should always be facing towards the plate, never outward. Many people make mistakes in this regard. And many people end up placing the cutlery in different ways, like, for example, the fork and knife on the same side, sometimes putting the fork here and the knife there, and so on. But the proper etiquette is really the fork on the left side and the knife on the right side. Moving on, we are going to place a glass or a goblet. Here, I'm going to use this red goblet because I'm working with this arrangement, and I think it will match very well with the decoration I brought here to show you as an example. But I'm using this goblet. Many people think this is a wine glass because it even looks like one, but actually this is a water goblet because it's made of colored glass. Usually when we have a drink like wine, it's ideal for us to be able to see the beverage through the glass. And unfortunately, the colored goblet makes this impossible for those who enjoy and appreciate wine. That's why I don't recommend that you serve wine in glasses like this, okay? Ideally, you should serve your wine in a transparent glass. It can be clear glass if you don't have crystal glasses, or even crystal glasses for red wine, crystal glasses for white wine, and work with this scale. So here I'm going to use this glass. In this glass, I can serve juice, water, or even soda, okay? But here I'm going to use it to serve water, and I'll use the crystal glass to serve red wine, which is the case with this glass here. I'll use it to serve red wine. Here on the Etiquette and Protocol channel, I've already made a video talking more about glasses. So if you're enjoying this topic, I'll leave it here in the cards. And at the end of the video, I also suggest you watch it right after this video I'm presenting to you here, because I think it will help you a lot and you'll get some interesting additional information. And then we're going to place the wine glass next to the water glass. So we have the first glass, which is the water glass, because water is a drink that will be consumed throughout the entire meal. So we drink water during the appetizer, the main course, and even during dessert. As for the glass for the alcoholic beverage or the complimentary drink that you're serving, this glass can vary. So sometimes you might serve, for example, a fish dish and want to add a white wine to pair with it. You might serve a red wine and want to serve a meat dish to pair with that wine. So these can be switched around. But the water glass doesn't change. It stays in place because it's a drink that's always consumed regardless of the moment during the meal. And that's why it should always come first here, always aligned with the edge of the knife, with the tip of the knife, okay? Remember that in informal situations, we can use a glass, so it would be a glass here. I even grabbed the one I was drinking water from to record the video to show you, or a wine glass with a shorter stem, okay? So you could also put it here, but the water glass should always be the first glass. Moving on, we're going to place the cloth napkin. I brought this pink one, but it could be any other style. I actually prefer white napkins because I think it's easier for us to clean and maintain them. It's easier for us to use products that remove stains. But I brought this pink napkin here to make the table look prettier and more decorated. It's not necessary for us to use napkin rings on our set table. The napkin ring is an extremely optional item. You use it only if you really want to, okay? And the napkin, I'll even move the glass here so you can see it better. The napkin can be placed in the middle of the plate or on the left side. That's up to you, or however you think it will look best for you, okay? I brought out the glasses to show you and make it more interesting. As you know, I really enjoy table settings. I've even told you here in this video, and those who follow my work know that. I'm going to use this flower napkin ring, which I think will look really beautiful. And then the same thing, okay? If you use the napkin ring, you can put it in the center or on the side. I'll leave it here in the center because I think it will look prettier. You might ask me about the placemat. As you noticed, I didn't use it in this table setting. And that was intentional because the placemat is not a mandatory item in a table setting. Just like the napkin ring isn't mandatory, the placemat isn't either. So, I didn't put it here precisely to show you that it's totally possible to set your table without the placemat. But since I know you like to see how it looks, right? I brought this placemat that I really like, which is a transparent glass model with these little beads here. I think it's very pretty. It has this slightly more modern structure, but it's also neutral, right? Because it's transparent. And I'm going to put it here. This placemat fitting right under the dinner plate. The placemat in this case will have a roll. Look how beautiful it looks here for you to see. Look. It has a completely decorative roll on the set table. It will serve to bring elegance and sophistication. Nowadays, many people use the charger plate as an element to really bring beauty to the set table. So we see it not only on formal tables, but also on informal ones, because it's meant to bring that decoration, to bring that joy. So people who enjoy table decoration end up adding it, and it looks really beautiful. But as you can see, many people end up getting the name wrong and call round placemats charger plates, even though there are round placemats too. Here I have this rectangular model, but there are round placemats as well. Everything that's round, people end up calling and naming it as a charger plate. But no, a charger plate is this item, as I'm showing you here, that has a spot for the dinner plate. It can be made of glass, it can be made of stainless steel, it can be made of melamine, but it's used to go with the dinner plate. Its function is to go with the dinner plate, so I'll put it here on the side. And this is my table suggestion. It has these shades of pink with red, which I think are super pretty. It creates a combination of analogous colors, which I find very sophisticated and very attractive for the set table. I wanted to bring this video here also to show you a little more about the placement of the items, which is a frequent question here on the Etiquette and Protocol channel. You often have doubts about the placement, where to put each of the items. So I believe this video will really help those of you who are looking to set a table according to etiquette rules and still have questions. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Etiquette and Protocol Institute has a course called The Art of Table Setting, where I talk about everything related to table setting. I don't just present a table like this one, which is a more informal table setting, even though it has very beautiful elements and very sophisticated pieces. This is still a more informal table. In the course, I talk more about formal tables, tables with more dishes, themed tables as well, and how to create a decorated table with various techniques and structures for you to apply. So I'll leave the link below for you to learn more. And right after this, I'll leave the glassware guide video from this channel, Etiquette and Protocol, which you might be interested in and where you can learn a little more about this topic as well. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.